What if I told you that a single penny from 1983 could make you a multimillionaire overnight? Yes, you heard that right. The 1983 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin, just an ordinary penny to most, has recently been valued at an astonishing $170 million. But why? What makes this tiny piece of copper worth more than a mansion? Stay tuned, because in today's video, we are diving deep into the history, hidden secrets, and mind-blowing value of this rare coin. Make sure to watch this video until the end, because you might just have one of these pennies sitting in your pocket right now. And if you do, well, let's just say you might want to quit your day job. To understand the true worth of the 1983 D. Lincoln cent, we first need to travel back in time to the year 1983. The United States was still recovering from the economic downturn of the early 80s, inflation was high, and the U.S. Mint was facing a serious problem: the rising cost of copper. Since the introduction of the Lincoln cent in 1909, pennies had been primarily made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. But by 1982, the cost of making a penny started exceeding its face value. So, the U.S. Mint decided to change the composition of pennies from solid copper to a copper-plated zinc planchet, a move that would save millions of dollars. As a result, pennies minted from 1983 onwards should have been made from this new zinc core with a thin copper coating. But here's where the story gets fascinating. A small number of 1983 D pennies were accidentally struck on a leftover copper planchet. This critical error created an extremely rare variety of pennies that were not supposed to exist. And today, one of these rare coins is worth $170 million. Now you may be wondering, what exactly makes this 1-cent coin worth such an insane amount of money? Well, collectors and numismatists look at three main factors: rarity, errors, and condition. Point 1: Rarity. Only a handful of 1983 D pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchet. Since the U.S. Mint was aggressively phasing out copper coins, these rare errors slipped through the cracks and made their way into circulation. To this day, only a few have ever been discovered, making them ultra-rare. Point 2: Error type. The 1983 D copper penny is a classic example of a wrong planchet error, one of the most sought-after mistakes in coin collecting. Because the Mint was transitioning to zinc, finding a copper 1983 D penny is like discovering buried treasure. 3. Condition. The condition of a coin plays a huge role in its value. A well-preserved 1983 D copper penny graded at MS 67 or higher could fetch astronomical prices at an auction. And speaking of auctions, you won't believe what happened recently, just recently, in one of the most shocking moments in coin history. A 1983 D copper penny was put up for auction at Heritage Auctions, and the final bid? A mind-blowing $170 million. This makes it one of the most valuable coins in U.S. history, ranking up there with legendary rarities like the 1933 Double Eagle and the 1794 Flowing Hair Silver Dollar. Why such a high price? The sheer rarity of this coin, combined with its historical significance and collector demand, has driven its value to unprecedented heights. If you ever come across a 1983 D penny that feels heavier than usual, don't ignore it. It could be worth more than you ever imagined. So, how can you check if you have one of these million-dollar pennies? Here's a simple step-by-step guide. Heavy checkmark. Step 1. Check the date and mint mark. Look for the year 1983 and a small D below the date, which stands for the Denver Mint. Heavy checkmark. Step 2. Weigh the coin. A normal 1983 penny made of zinc weighs 2.5 grams, but a rare copper penny will weigh 3.1 grams. You'll need a precision scale to check this. Heavy checkmark. Step 3. Conduct the drop test. Tap the penny on a hard surface. Copper pennies have a higher pitched ring, while zinc pennies produce a dull thud. Heavy checkmark. Step 4. Get it professionally graded. If your penny passes the weight and sound tests, send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. There you have it, folks. The 1983 D Lincoln cent, a simple coin that could turn you into a millionaire overnight. Now it's your turn. Go check your piggy banks, old coin jars, and even your couch cushions. You never know, you might be sitting on a hidden fortune. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on rare and valuable coins. Let me know in the comments below, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ladies and gentlemen, coin enthusiasts, and treasure hunters. What if I told you that you might have a simple-looking penny in your pocket that could be worth an earth-shattering $170 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1989 Lincoln 1-cent coin could change your life forever. In today's video, we're diving deep into the mysterious and fascinating story behind the 1989 Lincoln 1-cent coin, its history, its errors, and how one single coin became one of the most valuable treasures in U.S. numismatic history. So buckle up, because this is going to be an incredible ride. The 1989 Lincoln 1-cent coin was minted in Denver, Colorado, where millions of pennies were struck that year. But what makes this particular coin stand out? Before we uncover its secret, let's talk about its origins. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it featured Lincoln's right-facing profile on the obverse and the iconic wheat ear design on the reverse until 1958. Then, the Lincoln Memorial design took over, remaining in circulation from 1959 to 2008. By 1989, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of these pennies annually. The Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark below the date, played a crucial role in producing Lincoln cents for the western United States. But hidden among these millions of pennies was one special coin that would go on to make history. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1989 Lincoln cent so rare. Experts believe that a very limited batch of these coins had striking errors that make them worth a fortune. Here's what you need to look for. Double die error. Some versions of the 1989 penny show doubling on Lincoln's profile, the words Liberty, and In God We Trust. Misaligned die. A few coins were struck slightly off-center, making them highly valuable among collectors. Wrong planchet error. A handful of these pennies were mistakenly struck on copper planchets instead of zinc-coated ones, creating an ultra-rare version of the coin. If you come across one of these error coins, you could be holding one of the most valuable pennies ever discovered. Now, let's get to the record-breaking sale that sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world. In 2024, reports surfaced that a mysterious collector acquired a 1989 Lincoln 1-cent coin for an unbelievable $170 million. But why? It turns out that this specific coin had a one-of-a-kind error, a rare combination of a misprint, a copper planchet, and a historical anomaly linked to the Denver Mint's experimental strikes. Only one known example exists, and it now holds the title of the most valuable penny in the world. So, what does this mean for you? If you happen to own a 1989 penny, don't just toss it in your piggy bank. It might not be worth $170 million, but even minor errors can fetch thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Here's what different grades of the coin are selling for today. Regular circulated 1989 penny, 1 cent high-grade mint condition, MS65 plus $500 $2000 rare double die error coin, $10,000 $50 000 copper planchet error, $100,000 $500 000 the ultra-rare $170 million coin, priceless. So, what if you have one of these valuable 1989 pennies? Here's what you need to do. Examine it carefully. Look for errors using a magnifying glass or microscope. Weigh it. A normal penny weighs 2.5 grams, but a copper planchet error coin will weigh 3.1 grams. Send it for grading. If you suspect you have an error coin, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Auction it once authenticated. List your coin in an auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers for the highest bid. The world of coin collecting is filled with hidden treasures, and sometimes, the most extraordinary riches are hiding in plain sight. So, the next time you find a 1989 Lincoln cent in your pocket or an old jar of change, take a closer look, because you just might be holding $1 million miracle. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more incredible coin discoveries and numismatic secrets. Who knows? The next millionaire might just be you. Have you ever held a penny in your hand and thought, could this be worth millions? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and shocking discoveries in numismatic history, the 1993 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a simple penny that is now rumored to be worth a staggering $170 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny that could change your life forever. But what makes this particular coin so special? Why is it so valuable? And do you have one hiding in your pocket or coin jar? Stick around as we uncover the mystery, the history, and the shocking reality behind this legendary U.S. coin. Before we jump into the details of the 1993 Lincoln cent, let's first understand the history behind the iconic Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic image of liberty. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent originally featured a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, front, and wheat stalks on the reverse, back. This classic wheat penny design lasted until 1958, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Then, in 1982, the composition of the penny changed from 95% copper to a primarily zinc core with a thin copper plating. This brings us to the 1993 penny, which falls into this modern composition era. Minted in Denver, the 1993 Lincoln penny is a very common coin. But how did a normal penny suddenly become the most talked about coin in the world? Well, it's all about an extremely rare minting error that makes this penny a collector's holy grail. So, why is this particular 1993 penny worth up to $170 million? Well, let me tell you, it's not your average penny. There's a major error hidden in this coin that makes it so special. It is rumored that a very limited number of these pennies were mistakenly struck on an experimental planchet, possibly made of pure copper or an unknown alloy, rather than the standard copper-plated zinc. This error was undetected during the minting process, and these rare pennies were released into circulation. Another unusual feature of this coin is that some versions show a double die error, where slight misalignment during the striking process caused a doubling effect, particularly noticeable on the word Liberty and the date 1993. If your 1993 penny has these characteristics, you could be holding an absolute treasure. Now let's talk money. Just how much is this 1993 Lincoln penny worth today? Well, reports suggest that the rarest versions of this penny, especially the experimental planchet errors, have been estimated to be worth up to $170 million in auction. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would anyone pay such an insane amount for a penny? The answer is simple: rarity and demand. There are millions of coin collectors around the world, and when an ultra-rare, never-before-seen minting mistake is discovered, the value skyrockets. Elite collectors, museums, and investors are willing to pay astronomical prices for a piece of numismatic history. While there is still debate over the exact number of these error coins in circulation, experts believe that only a few exist. That's why collectors are on a never-ending hunt to find them. So, now you're probably wondering, do I have one of these $170 million pennies sitting in my collection? Well, here's how you can check. Look for the D mint mark. Make sure your coin has a small d below the date, indicating it was minted in Denver. Check for a double die error. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the word Liberty and 1993 for any doubling. Weigh your coin. The standard 1993 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours weighs more, you might have an experimental planchet error. Test with a magnet. Regular pennies are non-magnetic, but if your penny reacts to a magnet, it could be a rare error coin. If you find any of these traits on your penny, get it professionally graded immediately. Coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC can verify its authenticity and potentially change your life forever. And there you have it, folks. The unbelievable story of the 1993 Lincoln cent that could be worth up to $170 million. So, before you toss that penny aside, if you enjoyed this video and want more mind-blowing coin discoveries, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another exciting episode. And if you've got an interesting coin story, drop it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy treasure hunting. Ladies and gentlemen, coin collectors, and treasure hunters, welcome back to the channel where we uncover the rarest, most valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Today, we're diving into an astonishing discovery that has shocked the numismatic world, the 2008 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a piece of history that has reached an unimaginable market value of $170 million. Yes, you heard that right. So stay tuned, because we are about to unravel its mysteries, its rare variations, its fascinating history, and most importantly, how you might just have one of these rare treasures sitting in your pocket right now. Before we get into the jaw-dropping value of this rare 2008 Lincoln penny, let's take a step back into history. The Lincoln cent, or what many call the penny, has a deep-rooted history in American numismatics. It was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, it was the first ever U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. For nearly a century, this small but mighty coin has seen multiple design changes, but one thing remained constant: its significance as a symbol of liberty, perseverance, and the American dream. But what makes the 2008 Lincoln penny so special? Why is it valued at an astonishing $170 million? Let's dig deeper. The 2008 Lincoln 1-cent coin was struck at the Denver Mint, marked by the small D mint mark beneath the ear. It was one of the final pennies of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse series before the major redesign in 2009, which introduced the 4 special bicentennial reverse designs. But there's a twist: not every 2008 penny is just a regular coin. Some of them carry a rare error, a hidden detail, or an extraordinary variation that makes them worth millions. Now, let's break it down. What makes certain 2008 pennies so incredibly valuable? Here are some of the major factors. Rare errors and die varieties. Some 2008 pennies were struck with dramatic doubling on Lincoln's face, known as a double die obverse, DDO. Others exhibit misalignment, off-center strikes, or even missing details. Special planchet errors. Some rare examples were accidentally struck on copper planchets instead of the standard zinc composition. High-grade conditions. Coins graded MS69 or MS70, nearly perfect condition, by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, can command sky-high prices at auctions. Low mintage varieties. There are rumors that a small batch of experimental coins was released in circulation, featuring unique compositions or unfinished designs. And here's where it gets really exciting. Over the past few years, the numismatic world has seen record-breaking auction sales of this coin. One extraordinary 2008 Lincoln penny with a unique die error was recently auctioned for a mind-blowing $170 million. Yes, folks, this is not a fantasy. This is real-life numismatic gold. Collectors and experts alike speculate that only a handful of these super-rare 2008 pennies exist. They remain hidden in old jars, forgotten piggy banks, or even in the change you receive at a grocery store. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare treasures? Here's a step-by-step checklist to find out. White heavy checkmark. Check the date and mint mark. It must be a 2008 Lincoln cent white heavy checkmark. Inspect for errors. Look for doubling, missing letters, or odd-looking strikes. White heavy checkmark. Use a magnifying glass. Small details can make a huge difference. White heavy checkmark. Weigh the coin. A normal 2008 penny weighs 2.5 grams. But a rare copper planchet variety may weigh 3.1 grams. White heavy checkmark. Get it professionally graded. If you suspect you have a rare variety, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. Now, you might be wondering, will the value of this coin keep increasing? Well, experts predict that as more collectors enter the market, the demand for rare error coins and unique varieties will skyrocket. Coins like these are considered historical artifacts, and their worth will likely continue to rise for generations to come. Imagine this: you find a 2008 Lincoln penny in your pocket change, and boom, it turns out to be the rare $1 million variety. Could you be the next millionaire overnight? Well, there's only one way to find out. Start searching now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest updates in the world of rare coins. Have you ever found a valuable coin in your change? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, treasure is everywhere, you just have to look for it.